see what happened to you last year in that practice round. You had this crash. Ryan, you came in and told us James was touch and go at one point. It was a very, very serious accident. With that in mind, what does winning this pole position mean to you?
It means a lot, for sure. It's cool to kind of look forward, or I guess look back a year and see where we were and see what the team was able to do. Because, it's not just me that is affected when something like that happens. Obviously, the whole team takes a hit, and it was very traumatic for everybody. And to come back to the Speedway and do what we did as a team was just huge. It was very exciting. It was kind of a storybook ending to the weekend, but that was only 10 miles in qualifying. We got 500 miles still to go next week.
Well, absolutely. As you were recovering, was this a goal of yours? I mean, perhaps to win the pole position and just to be back in the race?
I think just being back was goal number one. And once we establish that, you want to make sure that you're competitive. We don't show up just to run around in circles. We come here to win. And so coming to the Speedway, it's such a tough race. Qualifying at Indy, Ryan will tell you, all the drivers will tell you, it's one of the toughest things that we do. It's such a tricky 4 laps. Some of the scariest moments you'll ever have in your career happen in those 4 laps. And so to, like I said, to be able to do that, I'm not going to say it was a goal going in. It's always the goal to win, right? But, there's a lot of quick cars, a lot of good drivers, and the fact that we were able to pull it off was definitely extra special.
Ryan, even as we were watching that, you went, ooh, watching your friend crash, I can tell, still stays with you. What has it been like to watch him recover?
Just watching a suspension failure like that's a driver's worst nightmare, is for the car to fail in a moment when it's most loaded up, especially while you're doing 230 plus miles an hour. The road he's gone down, what he's had to go through, almost losing his life, to putting things back together physically, mentally, and then getting back in a car eventually, getting back in it and being able to operate at that top level that's necessary in IndyCar to be competitive is just astounding. It's amazing. And you can only hope that if you were ever put in that position, you'd have as much. Sorry to say all this while I'm right next to you, but it is pretty incredible, to get in the car and have that faith and still drive it into the corner full out, because you can't leave anything on the table in this series.
How difficult is that to get back in and to go full throttle into a corner?
I joke that racing drivers, they're just wired wrong.
Yeah, you guys always say that. But there's got to be some hesitation. You're also a human being.
Yeah, that's true, and there's no doubt. I mean, the first couple times the car starts moving around a little bit, you second guess certain things, but it's like riding a bike. It's what I've always done. It's what I feel like I was born to do, and so I think a lot of athletes, if you blow an ACL playing football, are you going to stop playing football after you heal? I know it's a bit different because it was not just an injury; it was a life-threatening issue, but this is my passion. There was never a question in my mind of whether or not I was going to get back behind the wheel.